So it's been cold in New England lately, so I'm here in my hoodie. This is how I'm gonna dress for like the rest of the year. No, actually, I've been thinking about that. Like New England in the winter is rough, and trying to look nice when you're just freezing is difficult. And so I feel like I'm in my like cozy period. I've been picking out a lot of pieces that like look like they'll keep me warm. I'll have some posts about it. But today we're gonna talk about upcoming releases. Beauty releases, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about some fashion stuff because there are some pieces that I think that will be of interest to all of you. So if you've never watched one of these before, basically it's a will I buy it? And if you've never watched me before, hi, my name is Jennifer. I was a makeup artist for Chanel half a lifetime ago. And here on my channel, I talk about all things luxury, beauty, fashion, runs the gamut. I do talk about other products and items that I think are luxurious in nature that might not necessarily have the same price tag. And I try to post 3 times a week. And if you haven't already, go ahead and go down below and hit that subscribe button. If you don't, it will make Ellie very sad. And if you do, it would make her very happy. It would also make me very happy. I have a lot of goals for 2025, and I don't know if this will go up or my 10,000 subscriber giveaway will go up first, but you'll see why in that video. Okay, so let's just get down to it. We are in that time of year, at least in the United States, that we start to see spring collections. I don't really know if the rest of the world is as impatient as we are, but it seems to me like we're always moving on to the next thing. And even though we're, you know, knee deep in the holiday collections and everybody's talking about what they're picking up for the holidays and people are buying gifts and holiday music is blaring everywhere, literally everywhere you go. Not that I don't like holiday music, I do, it's just very loud. There's this like, okay, well, what's coming next? I do have some thoughts on the upcoming collections and what I'm seeing. I also want to throw in some fashion with those because it ties into my overall thoughts about kind of where we are right now and where we're going. So I go over to Instagram. A bunch of people I follow over there that have great accounts. I will make sure they are in the description box below. And they basically talk about all the things that are coming for the season. So let's take a look. All right, let's start with Viseart and just mention that they came out with a new palette, which is the Reissues. Okay. Today, honestly, guys, I'm so tired. I'm just like, basically it's described as Poseidon, Starlit Kingdom. We have the Song of the Siren, the Lure of the Sirenus. That's as good as it's going to get today. I've actually picked that up. I don't talk about Viseart a lot, but you really can't go wrong with the Viseart palette. They're all beautiful. The formulas are excellent. It's a much more reasonable price point. The packaging is basically cardboard, so it's not a luxurious product in the sense of the packaging and the way that it's, you know, it's marketed, but it's one of those products that if you're looking for something that is going to work every time and is going to be good quality, if not great quality, Viseart is an excellent way to go. Tom Ford has 2 new eyeshadow quads coming for 2025. We don't exactly know when they're going to be out. There's Olive Smoke and Peach Glamour. I have to say, these look, the Olive Smoke I will buy. I can just tell you right now, it's got an olive green shade in there. I'm going to buy it. But that doesn't look like spring to me. That looks like fall. So, I mean, it could come out in spring. Who the heck knows? But it looks fall-ish to me. We will see. We will see what happens. Revamps has these limited edition clutches. It's like a luminous, looks like a luminous powder, similar to what Valentino kind of does with their clutches, although I'll be honest, the packaging on this looks much more luxurious and much more impressive. I'm still not picking it up, but I at least give them props for the design elements. Good job, good job. Suku. Suku I always love. This is going to be their spring collection called Flower Folding Screen. All looks beautiful, really does. Many of these are limited edition. There's 2 eyeshadow quads, there's 2 blurring color blushes, There are velvet fit lipsticks in 10 shades, eyeliners, nail polishes. I mean, again, they look beautiful. I am not going to buy these. Now, I know you're all going to be like, why wouldn't you buy something that you say is absolutely stunning? Here's why. I'm at that point in my makeup journey or whatever journey that, and again, with my 10,000 subscriber giveaway, you'll get more of this when you see that video, whether it already came out or it's coming out soon. I'm still gonna be picking up core items for all you guys, Dior, Tom Ford, etc. But it's gonna be definitely more limited unless I hear from you guys that you really want to see it. If there isn't demand for something from all of you, which is why I'm here, then it doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense to pick it up because I have so much that I don't need it for myself. The one caveat to the Supu spring collection that I might buy is they are going to have a Radiant Glow setting powder and a soft matte setting powder. Now, I would get the Radiant Glow one, but for those of you who are looking for a good matte setting powder, Supu has some of the best powder formulas I've ever seen. They really do. So we'll have to see, because that might be something that I do pick up, even though I won't be picking up the rest of the collection. Clé de Peau is releasing a new serum as part of its 2025 spring skincare line. This is Serum Vital Au Précis is a new serum that targets signs of aging and dry, fine lines, bringing a plump, firm feeling. Yeah, I would buy that. The scent is also a standout, made by rare orchids, natural roses, and high-quality Madonna lilies. I don't love perfume flowers in my skincare, but I will say this. If you're going to go with a brand of skincare that is pricey and you wonder if it actually works, because let's face it, guys, all this stuff is incredibly marked up. Clé de Peau and Sicily are the two that I would be like, I've seen really good results with both of them. Now, what results are hard to encapsulate, because how do you prove a negative? In other words, if you hadn't used it, how do you prove you would look worse? Unless you just do one side of your face or something, which is, just odd. But I can tell you that I do notice my skin looking better, and my skin looking plumper, less lines, those types of things, in addition to all the things that I do, including laser. And I'm having another laser treatment, a new one that I've never done before, in January, and I'll take you on that journey. But Clé de Peau is one of those brands that I am impressed by what they do. So I will be interested in trying that out. Lancome has an all-new version of their Absolute Liquid Foundation in this beautiful, like, glass bottle. And I have to say, it is impressive. Like, that's a beautiful bottle. I've never used a Lancome foundation, but that bottle would at least tempt me. Dior Spring. Glow Mania, inspired by pastel colors and dressed up in limited edition Logomania patterns. This, to me, is like my worst nightmare. I hate pastels. You can tell I'm a little salty today, although it's not a salty Saturday. I'm just tired and I'm not feeling all that well. And work goes on. You still got to do stuff. But I was just looking at all the collections and I was just like, eh. And this one, it just bugged me. Now, I know there's gonna be a lot of people out there who are like, pastels. I love pastels. I hate pastels. I don't know why. Like, there's nothing wrong with pastels in and of themselves. I even as a child, could not stand them. Again, two caveats though, in this case two, one in the Supu situation, but there is this powder, and I can't really tell what, if it's a glow powder, what kind of powder, but it's a powder in lavender. And then there's a Forever Glow Maximizer in lavender. I absolutely will pick those up. And in fact, it's kind of funny because in one of my recent videos, which will actually go up after this, but I filmed it before this, I mentioned what I would like to see from a particular brand in 2025, and it was a lavender colored glow maximizer, something like that. It wasn't Dior. So I mean, my wish came true, so I can't really complain. There's a bunch of new Attic Lip Glow shades. They've come up with new packaging. So, you know, that might be interesting. The Yves Saint Laurent, or now Saint Laurent Love Shine Pink Cloud collection has a whole bunch of new pink shades. Nothing wrong with that. Viseart has a new VisiPro 15-pan structure brow shadow and hairline palette. This is actually a brilliant idea, in my opinion. You know, when you're dealing with like all my grays here, and yes, I'm getting my hair done like next week, but I have a ton of white gray hair and my hair grows very fast. And you know, I can't get my hair done every 2 weeks. It's just, first of all, price prohibitive, but also just, you know, time. You could take something like this and, you know, use it for your hairline, just like little parts of it, use it for your brows. You know, I really like this. And then of course you could just use it as shadow. These are pretty good neutrals. So something like that I think is a great idea, especially for a makeup artist, for a kit. That's brilliant. Love that. Prada has a serum cushion foundation. Prada Mesh Cushion Foundation contains skincare ingredients including niacinamide and has UV protection SPF 50. I will buy this. I love a good cushion foundation. In fact, my favorite Clé de Peau foundation is a cushion foundation, so I will pick it up. Prada had a really good collection of shades for their foundation. And in fact, I'm wearing a Prada foundation today that I'm trying out. This is LC10. I usually wear LN10. So I put on the cool version today to see if I liked the cool version more than the neutral version. Tell me what you think. But their foundation, the Prada foundation, is like the only soft matte foundation that I like. Really, truly. There's some that I'll wear, but the Prada one is really good. Like I would actually reach for it. It's really, really nice. And it just sort of, it has this weird technology where it kind of starts to match your skin as you wear it. I don't know exactly how it does it, but yeah, it works. And it doesn't look too matte. It gives you great coverage. It stays. It's an excellent foundation. So if they have anything close to that with the cushion, I'm gonna love it. So that one's an easy one. The Dior Parfum Mini Mists. These are the stick perfumes. Now, I have had this stick perfume for like a year because I got it overseas. Now, I think the Miss Dior. There's a Miss Dior perfume. There's a Miss Dior Eau de Parfum. And there's a Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. I'll have to see. I'm pretty sure I have the Miss Dior Parfum, which is a fuchsia pink stick and a black and pink case. The Eau de Parfum is a bright orange-ish pink stick and a pearl gray case. And then the Miss Blooming Bouquet is bluish tint stick. So I think I have the Miss Dior perfume. I'll find out. But anyway, I've had it for forever. I love solid perfumes. I think they're a great way to wear perfume because you can just carry it around with you. So, and speaking of perfume, Prada has announced a new fragrance collection that's going to be released in 2025. No more details except for the fact that it's supposedly February. I have Prada Purple Rain, and it is one of my favorite scents. I love Purple Rain. And it did come with the bag that has the Prada design on it. Oh, I should mention, Sephora is having their big holiday sale. What that is a one-time use 20% off coupon. December 6th through December 15th. So I will make sure I post my Sephora recommendations video again if there's something that you want to pick up. What I'm wearing is something that I did pick up during that sale, and I really, really like this. This is the Edam Le Chou Chou Lip Softening Balm, and this is in Boba Bounce. This is really good. This leaves a kind of purpley brown plummy tint, but it's glossy and it goes on and it moisturizes your lips and it stays super comfy. Also, this tab on here, you can see I still have the gloss on it. I'll put them back on my lips. The tab on here is like those cooling ones that you put under your eyes, and it feels so good on your lips. It's great. So I'll probably pick up another, if there's other shades, I'm going to pick up other shades. You know, generally I have like a bunch of things that I would recommend. Again, they're in my Sephora video, but this one I don't think I talked about. This is really, really good. I'm also wearing Hourglass blush. This is the Unreal blush, and this is in Vision. I really ended up loving the blushes. So, and then mascara, I'm wearing a new brand that I hadn't tried before. It's called Finding Ferdinand out of New York. It's Lash Lift. If you're looking for a lengthening mascara that lifts your lashes, this is a really good one. This is really, really nice. I have a couple other products from Finding Ferdinand that I'm gonna try out. Okay, I think those are the big ones. I'm sure I missed something. Do you want to mention, I was in Vegas 2 weeks ago, and I was gonna document my time there, but it was just so chaotic. It was right before Thanksgiving, and I went out there actually for a work thing for my husband, and we're kind of hosting for F1, and it was great. I had a great time. There was stuff happened. Sean, my husband, got sick. There was a bunch of things, but the point is, it was great to go. I did do a little bit of shopping, and there were a couple things that I noticed. First, I want to mention like the decorations. This particular decoration, this is, at Louis Vuitton, but I have to say, like, they have such cool stuff in Vegas, like the way they decorate and the way that they do things. I'm like, we don't do that here in Boston, like just as a general rule, like it's just not something we do. So anyway, I was like, just noticing that, and I was like, huh, that's hey, okay. And then I went in and started looking at some of the Louis Vuitton items, and I was looking for a pair actually of like faux shearling like slip-ons or boots or something. If you know of any, or like slides, let me know, because I've been looking for some. I think Dior has some. And then I saw these boots, and I was like, do these remind you of anything? Like, they look very similar with the ribbon. I was like, that's Hermes. Like, that's, okay. Then I saw the trunk. This is this huge trunk, which is like $500,000, some ridiculous thing. It's a tremendous amount of money. I forget exactly how much it is, but it's 6 figures. And I took a picture of it. They wouldn't let me video it, which was fine. But I wanted to mention it because now Dior Murakami collection is being launched. It's not going to actually be live until January of 2025. And then there'll be other launches in March and May. Anyone who's been around for a while knows that this is the iteration of the first launch, a relaunch. There was the collection in the 2000s with Murakami, and it was incredibly popular. And it has all, you can see by the pictures, like these are all the ones that I can post. It comes in black, comes in white, this first launch. And it is basically the same as the early 2000s, except they've changed some of the metal. They have new bags, like new types of bags where they have this design. There's 33 different shades of the LV on the canvas. And to be very honest with you, when this came out, I was in my 30s. Was I 30 yet? Yeah, I guess I was in my 30s. And this was not, I liked it. I always liked the black version, not the white version, but I didn't like love it, but I did like it. And I am in the process now of maybe trying to get it back. Why I say maybe is because there's a whole convoluted process of trying to get it here. I could buy it overseas, but I'd have to literally go overseas to get it. Like I'd have to go into the store that I shop at, and that's just too much. But getting it here is very difficult. And unless you're like a very high tier at Louis Vuitton, which I am not, because I actually don't shop at Louis Vuitton that often. But the reason I bring it up, other than the fact that I think it's going to be a massive launch, and if you're interested in it, feel free to DM me and I can provide you with the details that I have. I know Cassie Thorpe has talked about it on her channel and many others. There's a lot of pieces. Like there are hair ties, there are pens, there's like, it's massive. And this is only the first, you know, this is the Murakami multicolor collection. There'll be the cherry blossoms in March and the cherries in May. And so I wanted to mention it along the lines of what I was thinking with the makeup and the Louis Vuitton shoes that I saw and some other things that I saw when I was in Vegas. And it seems to me, this is just what I was, you know, getting from everything, is that it's becoming harder and harder to find anything truly unique. Even the thing like the trunk, which is, you know, $300,000 or whatever it is, it's a trunk. I mean, it's a big trunk and it, you know, it has the LV signature on it. And the LV signature looks a little bit like the Hermes signature. And I went into Fendi, and I'll post something about what I got at Fendi in a little bit. I love Fendi. I actually really like the design. And I looked at this bag and I was like, oh, this is a really cute bag. And I really like this bag. But the interesting thing is, this is again, iteration, remake of a previous style. I like this style better, but again, the brands are sticking to copying iterations, reissues of things that were popular before, because everyone in the luxury world is struggling, except for Hermes. Hermes is fine. Hermes is just like laughing at everybody. They're just sitting back going, no, we're good. But everybody else is really struggling and really in trouble. And whether or not luxury, how luxury comes out the other side of this, who knows? I mean, they'll still be luxury no matter what, but it could change. It's just hard to tell at this point. So I feel like there's going to be an opportunity, if you will, to skip a lot of things coming out for 2025. If you already have a sizable collection of makeup and or bag, shoes, clothes, whatever. And an opportunity for those of you out there who didn't have an opportunity to pick these things up the first time, whether because you weren't born yet, were too young, or couldn't afford it, and now can. Again, it's an opportunity for you to pick up a design, a style, a makeup product that maybe you missed out on. And either way, it's not necessarily a bad thing for the consumer. Again, you can either be like, yeah, I already have that, don't need it, so you're saving money, or hey, I've always wanted that thing, like the Murakami collection, and you have an opportunity to get it. One other thing to mention though, is I think there is some concern, hedging by many of these brands for the US market and tariffs. Now, you've heard a lot about this. Again, I'm not going to get into political stuff here, but depending on what happens with that, you could see a large increase in prices that are coming from anything that's coming from outside the United States. So all of the brands are aware of this and will make decisions based on whatever happens, right? They have game plans in place just to be like, okay, you know, it's too expensive to ship to the United States, or we have to ship to the United States because it's our biggest market, if it is their biggest market. And it's going to cost X much more dollars, all of those things. So I think there's just kind of a waiting period. I think there's just sort of like we're not going to do anything, you know, really out on a limb. We're not going to spend a lot of money or invest a lot of money in something really avant-garde or new when we have all of these things. So that is where I think we are. Again, you know, who knows what will happen in 6 months? It's kind of hard to tell right now. But I do think it's an opportunity to take a look around you and see what you already have and, you know, what you really would want to buy. Because I think, like I said, all those things are in play. There's also opportunity to try new brands that you haven't necessarily tried before. Like Finding Ferdinand is out of New York, you know, and is extremely good. I really like the mascara, and I'm trying the other products soon. And there's, you know, many, many others. But, you know, take advantage of the things that you want to pick up now. Absolutely, with the sales. This is the time of year that most of the sales are like the best of the year. Not always, but usually you're gonna get the best sales. You're gonna get the deepest discounts right after Christmas here in the US. That'll be like the biggest. Boxing Day in the UK. I'm sure there's other dates across the world, but they tend to be at the end of the year because, you know, retailers are trying to get stuff out the door. So they'll offer deep discounts. So keep an eye on things. Make sure you have things in your cart. If you like really, really want something, there's a number of pieces. There's a Brunello Cucinelli sweater that I would absolutely love to buy, but I mean, it's $4,000 and that's not going to happen. Now, it would have to be marked down like 70%, but sometimes that stuff happens. It depends. Not usually with Brunello. Brunello doesn't usually get marked down, but yeah, sometimes it does. So those are the types of things that you can look for, you know, after the holidays and see what's out there. Makeup, there's been a lot of good makeup sales. Not great, but good. I consider good 25% or more. If you start to see like the 30%, the 40%, 50%, those are extremely good. And if it's something that you want, I would pick it up. It also, not always, but sometimes means that the thing is going out of stock, like it's going to be discontinued or reformulated. So just keep that in mind, you know, if there's something that you want to buy. I did buy another Terra bronzer. Now I have 3, but I will it is likely that I will not need another Terra bronzer maybe in my lifetime. We'll see. So, you know, I'm happy because that's my #1 bronzer. I use it all the time. So for me, it's fine. But those are the kinds of things just to keep in mind. Next time we talk, it'll be this type of video. It'll be 2025. I know, hard to believe. I'd love to hear what you're picking up, if anything at all. Your thoughts about 2025, my take on all of this. I mean, could be absolutely wrong, we'll see. But it just seemed that way when I was looking around Vegas. Like there was a lot of reissuing of things, or even like designs that were just iterations of other designs that they had done before across the brands. And not actually bad things. Like I love some of the designs that they were, you know, modifying. It's interesting to me that the brands are staying very close to like their successes, except for Chanel. Chanel has gone out a little bit on a limb. So we'll see what they do with bags and stuff. We'll see. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.